Partition unleashed a wave of bloodshed. One of the central flashpoints was Punjab. People who suddenly found themselves in the wrong country had to flee from their ancestral homes, on foot, on bullock carts, or by train. More than 7 million people traveled from India to Pakistan. Another 7 million people traveled from Pakistan to India. Mobs hid in the bushes along the way, waiting to slaughter people. Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs killed one another. Many of the refugees succumbed to hunger or thirst or were murdered along the way. Train carriages, dubbed blood trains, which carried refugees, often arrived at their destination with corpses. Women were raped and abducted. Many of the victims were mutilated and had their breasts cut off. Pregnant women attacked by mobs had their bellies cut out of them. Even children weren't spared. Some women were killed by their own fathers and brothers so they wouldn't be captured. Other women committed suicide by throwing themselves into wells to avoid abduction and preserve their honor. Homes and businesses were looted and burnt down. Some have likened the horrors of partition to the Holocaust. Refugee camps were set up in India and Pakistan to try to house the millions of refugees. But many more people lost their lives because of the poor conditions and disease in the camps. The massive and sudden migration changed the demographic of South Asia forever. Almost all Hindus fled cities like Karachi, which were populated with just under 50% of Hindus before partition. More than 300,000 Muslims were forced to flee Delhi alone, the capital of independent India. Partition separated thousands of families. More than 70 years later, many families are still divided. Pakistan and India remain bitter rivals. They have fought 3 wars over Kashmir and one over East Pakistan, which eventually became Bangladesh. Today, there are still disputes over water and borders. More than 7 decades later, more than 1.6 billion people still live in the shadow of partition.